Welcome, and I'm grateful you are here. Today, we won't be discussing passing fads. We won't be covering quick fixes or productivity shortcuts. We are discussing your life, the one and only life you have, and how you can invest it with purpose before the clock runs out. The reality is, most people are so caught up in the daily grind that they forget. They are quietly spending their entire existence. Let me pose a question. Have you ever glanced at the time, seen that it's already evening, and asked yourself, where did the day disappear? Now hold that feeling, but imagine it's not just a day that has vanished. It's a decade. Here is a statistic few people talk about. The average person lives for about 30,000 days. Not 90 years. Not an eternity. Simply 30,000 days. If you are 25, you have already lived more than 9,000 of those days. If you are 40, you have used up 14,600 days. And if you are 60, you are beyond 21,000. Now consider this. How many of those days do you truly remember? How many were genuinely yours? How many felt significant? How many made you feel truly alive? Most people fail to see life slipping away, until one day they look back, and all they can feel is regret. They say things like, I wish I had taken that chance. I wish I had expressed how I truly felt. I wish I had spent more quality time with my parents. I wish I had pursued my passion instead of meeting everyone's expectations. But at that point, the time is already gone. That is the reason for this message. To help you grasp a powerful truth, you don't require more time. You need to use your time better. Today, I will present 10 of the most impactful life strategies that will guide you in spending your time, your energy, your focus, and your heart in the most intelligent, profound, and beautiful way imaginable. Not from abstract concepts, but from real life, from undeniable truths, from human psychology, from lived experience. And yes, if you are working on your English, this message will also teach you vocabulary, emotion, clarity, and authentic spoken language. So you are not merely learning how to live with intention. You are learning how to speak with power. This is more than just English practice. This is fluency with a purpose. Let's begin. Strategy 1. The psychology of time. Allow me to ask something personal. Can you recall how long your school summer vacations felt when you were young? Those 2 months seemed to stretch on for a whole year, didn't they? Now, reflect on your last 2 months as an adult. Did they feel that long? No. They likely vanished in the blink of an eye. Why? Because time itself doesn't alter, but our perception of time does. Here is the truth. Time is a psychological phenomenon. It is not about clocks or calendars. It is about how your mind processes what you experience. When life is filled with novelty, excitement, and unpredictability, your brain is engaged and pays close attention. When life is monotonous, dull, and automatic, your brain shifts into a low-power mode. That is why your childhood felt so long. You were learning something new every single day. You were experiencing things for the very first time. You were completely present. But now, you wake up, you check your phone, you eat the same meal, go to the same job, scroll, sleep, repeat. You are no longer living. You are just replaying. And the more you exist on autopilot, the more rapidly time slips away and you don't even perceive it. Imagine two individuals. Person A wakes up at 7 a.m. daily, eats the same breakfast, goes to the same job, scrolls through social media during breaks, watches Netflix in the evening, repeats this cycle for 5 years. Person B wakes up at 6 a.m., spends 30 minutes learning Spanish, reads a different book each month, tries new cooking recipes, travels to a new country once a year, builds a side business in the evenings, meets new people regularly, keeps a journal. Now, both individuals are the same age. Both have lived the same 5 years. But one feels older, weary, and numb. The other feels vibrant, curious, and inspired. Why? Because the second person is expanding time through fresh experiences, personal growth, and intention. The first is compressing time through repetition, routine, and unconscious living. The lesson is unmistakable. If you want to feel that your life is rich, long, and meaningful, stop the repetition and start truly living. Your brain processes repeated days like identical copies, and your life merges into one extended blur. But when you engage in something new, something daring, something different, your brain captures that day. It solidifies into a memory. It becomes your moment. How to implement this? Do one new thing each week. Visit a new place. Speak to a new person. Learn a new concept. Be fully present at least once a day. Sip your tea slowly. Observe the sunset. Listen to someone with your complete attention. Track your time emotionally, not just logically. Ask yourself every night, what did I do today that made me feel alive? If the answer is nothing, then you are spending your life, but you are not living it. You don't need more years. You need more presence within the years you already possess. Time isn't money. Time is life, and life is only truly lived when you notice it. Strategy 2. Priority management. You don't need more time. You need to stop wasting it on the wrong things. Let's start with a hard truth. You don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem. Most people say, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to learn English. I don't have time to read, or rest, or work on my goals. But if I were to ask you, what's the first thing you do after waking up? Many would say, check my phone. If you spend 2 hours a day scrolling, but claim you don't have time to improve your life, then the problem isn't time. The problem is what you are choosing to prioritize. Here is the reality. You are not choosing between good versus bad. You are choosing between what is easy right now versus what is important forever. Imagine this, your brain wakes up in the morning like a manager. You have 100 attention points per day. That is your energy budget. Now, here is how most people use it. 20 points. Overthinking yesterday's issues. 15 points. Scrolling through the lives of others. 10 points. Arguing with people online. 10 points. Doing things they don't actually care about. 20 points. Trying to please people they don't even like. 10 points. Doubting themselves. 5 points. Regretting past mistakes. 5 points. Random distractions. Only 5 points remain for dreams, health, or growth. That's not a shortage of time. That is a collapse of priorities. Let's say you have a small garden. Every day you are given just 1 bucket of water. Now imagine this, you pour the water on the rocks, you spill some on the road, you toss some in the air for fun, and then, at the end of the day, you look at your dying flowers and say, I don't have enough water. That is how many people live. They give their time, energy, and focus to things that grow nothing, and then complain that their dreams, health, and peace are dying. You don't need more buckets. You need to aim better. People often don't grasp this until it is too late. You say yes to too many things, and soon you are living a life that isn't even yours anymore. You attend parties you don't enjoy. Say yes to jobs you despise. Reply to texts you don't care about. Watch shows you don't even like. And say things like, I'm too busy to work on myself. No, you are not busy. You are just misaligned. Here is the essential lesson. Every day you are designing your future, not by what you dream of doing, but by what you actually choose to do. Want a healthy body? That's a daily choice. Want peace of mind? Daily boundaries. Want to speak English fluently? Daily listening and practice. Life is not shaped by the big events. It's shaped by the small, repeated actions. Here is how to reclaim control of your priorities. Starting now. Step 1. The 3-list exercise. Get a piece of paper and create 3 columns. A. Things I say are important. Examples: family, health, growth, English. B. Things I actually spend time on. Track your day. Be honest. C. What needs to change? What requires more time? What should be eliminated? This exercise will be eye-opening. Most people claim their family is number one, but spend more time with strangers online than with their own children. Most people say health is vital, but consume junk food daily. Most people say they want to grow, but scroll through memes instead of books. Don't lie to yourself. A real life begins when you become honest with yourself. Step 2. Daily life design questions. Every morning, ask yourself, what are my top 3 priorities today? If this were my last day, how would I spend it? What no longer deserves my time? Asking these 3 simple questions can prevent you from wasting months or even years. Step 3. Make time for what makes you stronger. Here is a rule. If it builds your future, make time for it. If it drains your soul, remove it. If it feels urgent but not important, pause. If it aligns with your future self, do it now. That is how you build a life that is wise, focused, and free. One day, you will have no time left. And on that day, you will wish you had used it better. You won't wish for more scrolling, more gossip, more tasks. You will wish you had loved more, built more, laughed more, learned more, lived more. So don't let busy steal your life. Let your priorities shape it. Strategy 4. Relationship dynamics. Let's begin with a question. If your time is your life, then who you spend it with determines who you become. One day, you will have no time left, and on that day, you will wish you had used it better. You won't wish for more scrolling, more gossip, more tasks. You will wish you had loved more, built more, laughed more, learned more, lived more. So don't let busy steal your life. Let your priorities shape it. Strategy 4. Relationship dynamics. Let's begin with a question. If your time is your life, then who you spend it with determines who you become. But most people never ask, are the people around me helping me live better or just keeping me busy? They remain in fake friendships, draining relationships, and toxic company. Not because they want to, but because they are afraid of being alone. Here is the truth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you sit with gossipers, you will speak garbage. If you sit with doubters, you will kill your own dreams. If you sit with victims, you will forget your own power. But if you sit with thinkers, dreamers, and doers, you will rise without even noticing it. That is why protecting your relationship space is not merely emotional. It is spiritual and strategic. Imagine your mind as a beautiful garden. You are cultivating peace, confidence, kindness, and ambition. Now imagine someone enters every day and steps on your plants, throws trash on your flowers, laughs at your progress, and tells you your garden will never grow. Would you let them stay? No. But in real life, you permit people to walk into your heart and do the very same thing. You give your time to people who judge you, use you, drain you, and then you say you don't feel happy. Happiness is not just an internal state. It is relational. Your environment directly affects your energy. Many people are in relationships that cost them their future. They date someone who doesn't respect their growth, so they shrink themselves. They keep friends who laugh at their dreams, so they stop dreaming. They fear disappointing others, so they disappoint themselves daily. This is not loyalty. This is self-abandonment. Now, here is the transformation. If you want to spend your life wisely, spend it with people who speak truth to you, want the best for you, celebrate your wins, not compete with them, remind you of who you are when you forget. Because in the end, your life won't be remembered by how many followers you had, but by how many real connections you made. What can you do? Audit your circle. Ask, who lifts me up? Who drains me? Who respects my time, energy, and space? Be honest. Silence is better than noisy disrespect. Communicate or cut. If someone is hurting you, speak up once. If nothing changes, do not beg. You do not owe anyone your peace. Build new circles. Find people who are on the same path. Even if it begins online. Even if it feels awkward at first. You deserve to be surrounded by energy that helps you grow, not dims your light. Your time is life. And if someone does not respect your time, they do not deserve a place in your life. So do not waste your life with people who do not see you. Do not water dead plants. Love should feel like home, not like war. Friendship should feel like safety, not tension. Family should feel like support, not a burden. Protect your space, because it is not just your heart, it is your entire future. Strategy 4. Health and vitality. Let me ask you something deep. What is the point of building a great career, falling in love, achieving success, if your body is too tired, too sick, or too broken to enjoy it? Most people are moving through life exhausted, but they never pause to ask, why am I always tired? You take better care of your phone battery than your own. You charge your phone 3 times a day, but you skip water, you eat junk, you sleep at 3 a.m. And then you wonder why you feel lost, angry, sad, and lazy. Your body is not a machine. It is a home, and your mind resides within it. When you ignore your health, you are slowly eroding your ability to live well. Imagine your body is a car. You get only one car for your entire life. There is no replacement, no second model. Now imagine you. Never change the oil. Fill it with the cheapest fuel. Drive it for 20 hours every day. Ignore the warning lights and keep saying, I'll fix it later. How long do you think it will last? Now understand. That is what people are doing to their own bodies. What most people get wrong. They think, I'll start taking care of my health after this project is done. I'll sleep properly when I am successful. I'll fix my body later. But here is the truth. Later becomes never. And by the time you finally pay attention, you have already paid the price. The power of vitality. Energy is your real wealth. Without it, even the best moments in life feel heavy. When your body is strong, you think clearly, you speak with confidence, you walk into rooms with presence, you attract better people, and you feel excited to live. Taking care of your body is not about six-packs or Instagram. It is about respecting the engine that powers your dreams. How to start, even if you are a beginner. Start with sleep. Sleep is not laziness. It is how your brain repairs itself. 8 hours of sleep will do more for your mind than 8 hours of Netflix ever will. Fix 1 meal a day. You do not need a complete diet overhaul. Just make 1 meal healthy. Replace junk food with something that makes you feel alive, not sleepy. Move daily, walk, stretch, dance, clean. Movement is not just for fitness, it is for freedom. Protect your mental energy. Unfollow things that disturb you. Delete what destroys your mood. Choose silence over constant noise. Your mental space is a form of health too. The body you ignore today will be the reason you cannot enjoy your life tomorrow. Do not wait for a doctor to frighten you. Do not wait for pain to humble you. Respect your body before it begs for your attention. Because you do not just live in your body, you live through it. And when you feel healthy, you feel unstoppable. Strategy 5. Career and purpose. Let's begin with a silent question. What do you wake up for? Is it just a paycheck? Is it pressure from your family? Is it survival? Or is it purpose? Because here is the truth. Most people do not hate work. They hate working on things that do not matter to them. They wake up tired not because of the hours, but because of the lack of meaning. Let me be honest with you. You were not born just to pay bills, answer emails, obey orders, sit in traffic and die. That is not a life. That is a slow funeral. You were born with ideas, gifts, talents, and dreams that no one else has. And if you bury them under a job that kills your soul every day, you are not working. You are disappearing. Imagine a man named David. He is 45 years old. He has a good job, a house, 2 kids, and a nice car. But every morning, he sits in his car outside his office for 10 minutes because he feels sick walking into that building. He is not abused. He is not poor, but he is unfulfilled. He once dreamed of being a writer. He once loved music. He once wanted to start a business, but he never tried. He always said, "Not now, maybe later, when the time is right." Now he is 45, and those dreams are rotting inside him like ghosts. This is not fiction. This is what millions of people are doing right now. The truth is, money matters, but it is not enough. A rich person without purpose still feels empty. But a person with passion, even if they start small, feels alive. You do not need to quit your job today. You do not need to be reckless. But you do need to ask, am I building something that matters to me, or just surviving for others? Because every day you spend building someone else's dream is a day lost from building your own. Practical steps. Start a side project. You do not need to leave your job today, but you can start spending 30 minutes a day on something that makes you feel alive. Write, record, learn, create, build. Your job feeds your stomach, but your side project might one day feed your freedom. Redefine success. Forget the world's definition. Ask yourself, what kind of life would make me proud if I died tomorrow? That is your real success goal. Use your evenings with purpose. Most people waste evenings on scrolling, but evenings are your secret weapon. 1 hour per night equals 365 hours a year. That is enough time to change everything. Do not let the world convince you that your only value is productivity. You are more than a machine. You are a creator, a soul, a thinker, a builder. Do not just work for survival. Work for your legacy. Strategy 9. Life design. You were not meant to find a life. You were meant to build one. Let's begin with a question that breaks people inside. Are you living the life you chose, or just the one that happened to you? Because most people do not live. They react. They do what others do. They follow what society expects. They take whatever life gives them. And then one day they wake up and realize they are living a life that feels like it belongs to someone else. Now here is the painful part. That is exactly how most people live. A life built by others, with no trace of themselves inside it is when you stop asking, what should I do? And start asking, what kind of life do I want to live? It is when you stop following and start creating. And no, you do not need money, permission, or perfect conditions to begin. You just need clarity and commitment. How to design your life. Write your ideal day. Forget goals for now. Just ask, if I could design one perfect day, what would it look like? What time do I wake up? What do I do after opening my eyes? What kind of work do I do? Who do I talk to? What do I eat? How do I feel? How do I end the day? This exercise shows you what kind of life you actually want, not what society programmed into you. Create life buckets. Break life into 5 sections: health, relationships, work/purpose, money/freedom, growth/mindset. Then ask yourself, if this was a video game, how full is each bucket right now? Score them from 1 to 10. This gives you a map of where you are and what needs love. Start designing your weeks like a builder. Most people treat time like sand. It slips through their hands. Life designers treat time like bricks. They build with it. Start planning your weeks like an artist. Time for health. Time for learning. Time for relationships. Time for quiet. Time for building your dream. If you do not plan it, the world will steal it. Remove what does not fit your design. If you had a dream home, would you allow random furniture to be dumped into it? No. So why do you allow toxic people, useless habits, and unwanted pressure into your life design? Start saying no. Start clearing space. Start respecting your inner architect. Your life is not a house you walked into. It is a canvas that is still blank, and your actions are the paint. Stop waiting for someone to draw it for you. Pick up the brush and start building a life that looks like your soul, not your fear. You have one life. Make sure it is the one you were meant to live. Strategy 10. Personal energy. Let's end this masterpiece with the most ignored truth of all. Your energy is your most important currency. Not your time, not your money, not your talent. Because when your energy is low, you can't think clearly. You can't love deeply. You can't build powerfully. You can't live fully. And the world is full of things trying to drain you. Notifications, negativity, people who always complain, overthinking, bad food, toxic comparison, self-doubt. And if you do not protect your energy, you will spend your whole life feeling tired without knowing why. Imagine waking up with a phone at 100% battery, but throughout the day, you open 20 apps. You leave all of them running. You turn up the brightness. You do not close anything. You keep scrolling. You play music all day. You do not recharge. By 3 p.m., your battery dies. Now realize, that is you. How to protect and grow your personal energy. Use the energy filter question. Before doing anything, ask, will this feed me or drain me? Is this person helping me grow or just complaining? Is this task aligned with my goals or just keeping me busy? Is this food giving me energy or making me crash? Is this thought empowering or exhausting? Learn to say no to energy leaks. Protect your battery. Create an energy ritual every morning. Instead of starting your day in chaos, begin with peace. Breathe for 2 minutes. Stretch your body. Drink water. Speak one powerful sentence like, today I choose focus. I choose strength. I choose peace. This is not soft. This is mental armor. Clean your mental desk. You know what burns energy silently? Open loops, unfinished tasks, unsent messages, decisions you keep delaying, guilt you never release. All of these things sit in your brain like running apps. Every day, take 5 minutes and ask, what do I need to finish or forgive today? Close the tabs. Feel the peace return. Protect your space like a temple. Your room, your mind, your calendar. Do not allow garbage in them. Stop keeping people in your life just because you have known them a long time. If they drain you, they do not belong in your future. Silence is powerful. Nature is healing. Boundaries are sacred. You do not need to be a superhero. You just need to stop bleeding energy. You can have a good heart, but if you do not protect your energy, the world will keep taking from you until there is nothing left. So starting today, say no without guilt. Rest without shame. Build without apology. Breathe without hurry. Love without losing yourself. Because at the end of your life, you will not remember everything you did, but you will remember how you felt. So build a life that feels light, strong, and true. Protect your energy, because that is where your entire life begins. Let us take a moment, take a deep breath, and let everything you have just heard sink into your soul, because these were not just tips. They were reminders. Reminders that your time is not infinite, that your peace is worth protecting, that your dreams still matter, that your body, your heart, your energy are not tools, they are sacred. And if no one told you lately, you are allowed to start over. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to protect your space. You are allowed to live a life that feels right to you. Not perfect, but true. And maybe you won't change everything overnight. Maybe you will forget some of this tomorrow. That is okay. But if even one sentence from this video stayed with you, if even one idea gave you courage, then this time we shared was not wasted, because that is what life really is, a collection of moments where your soul remembers who you truly are. And this moment, right now, could be the beginning of the rest of your life. So spend it wisely. If this video touched you, I am deeply thankful that you were here. I made this with honesty, with care, with my heart, and I hope you felt that in every word. If you did, please consider subscribing, because this channel is not about trends. It is about truth. It is about helping you live better, feel deeper, and speak stronger. And if you are learning English, I hope you now see that your journey to fluency is not just about grammar. It is about life, emotion, wisdom, and expression. You are not just learning English. You are learning how to live fully and speak fearlessly. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for being part of this moment. God bless you, and go live the life that belongs to you before it is too late.